Hi, this is Francisco Bujan from vitalcoaching.com, and we are talking about spiritual power. The topic for this video is how mantras work. You probably heard about mantras, right? Maybe you have one in your mind right now. Maybe Indian mantras or mantras in Hebrew or in Arabic. You have mantras in Greek or in Latin as well. So mantras are formulas, right? They are words of power that you can use to meditate or pray with. So how do they work exactly? What is their impact? Imagine that a mantra is just like a gateway. It's like a website address, for instance. It's like an email address or a phone number that you can use when you need a certain quality in your life or in your existence. So what you are going to do is use this mantra. Let's take a mantra, for instance, Om Namah Shivaya. Okay, this is a Hindu mantra, and it connects you with the idea of Shiva or the god Shiva, and it means in the name of Shiva. Now, when you use this mantra, what happens? In fact, what you are saying is that there is a force out there or an energy reality I want to connect with. I want to integrate this force into my existence and make it more part of myself. So what is going to happen is that when you use the word itself, it's not just about the word, it is what is behind it. Again, a mantra is a gateway. It connects you with a certain vibration which is around you all the time. It's a certain archetype or a certain force, a certain fire that you want to generate into your system, integrate it and bring it to the surface, into your mind, into your body, into your life, into your spirit. So what happens is, because you consciously focus on this concept or this idea or this energy, you are going to start manifesting it more in your existence. It's like, you read a book on a certain topic. What is going to happen is that you are going to start integrating the ideas of this book or rejecting them. But what is going to happen is that you are going to focus on this book and these ideas. So when you focus on a mantra, on a specific mantra, what you are saying is that I want to connect with this energy reality and I want to create this gateway. So the question is, how long does it take for this energy reality to become part of yourself? Well, if you are already focused on this energy reality for a while, then it will be almost instant. In the moment you are going to feel like you have been preparing yourself to receive this kind of blessing or this force or this energy into your system. Now, if you are not familiar with the energy itself, it can take 1 to 3 months of practice, regular practice, to actually integrate this energy and make it part of yourself. So how do you do that? Do you need to sit down 10 hours a day meditating on the mantra? Well, most of the times not. What you can do is practice very short meditations, for instance 5 minutes meditations. You can practice in the morning or in the evening or whenever you have a moment during the day, and you will notice that because you are remembering that energy, it starts impacting in your mind and already making the changes and the shifts in your mind so that it becomes really part of yourself. A mantra is not just an energy out there that you connect with, it's actually a transformative force which is going to start embodying itself in your system. And because this force is meeting or encountering certain mind patterns in your life or in your mind, because this force, the moment you invoke it, it's going to start manifesting itself in your system. It's going to encounter here and there maybe some resistance or some points that need to be cleared. So when this happens, it's a process of renewal, it's a process of change. This force is actually embodying itself in your system, and when this happens, change takes place as well. So sometimes even a little drop of that energy is going to be enough to create a chain reaction of changes or shifts in your mind and in your emotions, in your thoughts. You will start, thinking about life from slightly a different perspective without even realizing it, and you think, wow, it's amazing. Just because of this simple mantra that I used 3 days ago, I start now feeling the repercussions. Now you have to realize that in your mind, forces are competing all the time. You might be bombarded by marketing messages coming from, the shops or the businesses you interact with. You receive messages from your family, from friends. You receive messages from the city, from the town, from nature, from the past, from the future. So there is this kind of buzzing activity in your mind. And what you are doing when you focus on the mantra, you focus a little bit more on a specific idea. And because you use your focus, because you use your concentration for these 5 minutes of time, even if your mind is about shifting, is not really 100% concentrated, it's still going to have an impact. It's still going to have a positive impact in your mind because you focus on it. And this is, one of the magic qualities or magic resources that we have in us, is that we can consciously become the creators of our minds. I use a certain, certain mantra in that case, Om Namah Shivaya, but you can do that with absolutely anything you want. You can invoke certain qualities, certain concepts, or certain energies in your mind and consciously renew your mind through this process. This is how mantras work. Now again, we are talking about mantras, but if you check in any spiritual tradition or system, you will see that you have dozens and dozens of techniques that you can apply, which are going to make a difference or bring change or renewal into your mind. So this is such a vast territory that you can start exploring if you want to. We have literally dozens and dozens of tools that we can use to invoke change and renewal into our systems of existence. And mantras are one of them. Remember those couple of key ideas. A mantra is a gateway, and it's also a renewal power that you take into your system, which starts generating change wherever it's needed. Imagine that it's a little bit like a vitamin pill. Right? When you take the vitamin pill, you are not deciding for the vitamin where it needs to have an impact. It just goes where it's needed the most, right? So with mantras, it is the same. You just take a mantra in, and the mantra itself is a conscious, intelligent force which is going to have an impact exactly where it is needed the most. You might think, wow, this sounds like pure magic. And it is. It is a magical process in itself. You think, wow, it's amazing that we have this tool available and it can be used anytime. So if you think that practicing meditation or using mantras is too complex for you, shift your mind, because it's actually very, very simple. It's enough to take a word that you can identify with. For instance, the idea of love, or the idea of power, or the idea of change, or the idea of beauty, or the idea of respect. You can find the exact mantra that represents this core quality, and as soon as you start focusing on it, it starts already impacting in your mind. You don't need to have access to the full picture yet. You can start walking, taking small steps, and every single little step that you take brings you one step closer to a sense of internal freedom or liberation, emotional space, internal space. So start walking in that direction, find a mantra or a word that you feel attuned to, and start practicing it. Start using it into your life. Write it in a calligraphic form and put it on your wall, wherever you can see it every day. You can stick it on your computer. You can put it, next to your bed to remember it in the evening. You can do all these things with just these very simple words. But once you start using them consciously, then they bring change, transformation and renewal in your life in a way which is beautiful and thrilling at the same time. Okay, you take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.